Okay friends, you know how in the previous video we talked about Intel's failure to produce 5G modems? Well, my friends, that leaves Apple in a little bit of a rough spot because, you know, they needed Intel, huh? You know, they had to. So they had to have to go with Huawei and, you know, their rival competition, the company that just surpassed them in how many smartphones they produce and is expected to take on the #1 volume smartphone distributor in the world. Do you think they really want to do that? They'd have to like tuck their tail between their legs and pull some like anti-Steve Jobs crap in order to do that. Steve Jobs would rather die than work with a competitor like that. That's why he declared thermonuclear war on Google. Anyways, there was rumors that Apple was trying to develop its own 5G modem, or at least they were looking into the possibility because they realized sometime into the partnership with Intel that they were never going to make good on the things that they needed for the millions of units that they were going to ship. So Apple has the option to go to Huawei. They're probably never going to do that because, I mean, Steve Jobs would probably literally come back as a zombie and bite the crap out of Tim Cook's neck to make sure that he's not being stupid like that. Then them producing a 5G modem on such short notice probably won't happen. Like, they're good developers, like their SoCs are great, but don't think they're pull that one out of their butts unless they want to delay 5G iPhones until 2021. But then there's the third option, which is Qualcomm and Apple making nice and just loving each other and staying together for the kids, which is the iPhone, because it's hard to wake up when the shades have been pulled shut. This house is haunted. It's so pathetic. This makes no sense at all. Let's talk about the joint press conference that Qualcomm and Apple released just prior to Intel's announcement that they had failed their mission. So they said that Qualcomm and Apple today announced an agreement to dismiss all litigation between the two companies worldwide. The settlement includes a payment from Apple to Qualcomm, which the amount is unspecified. The companies also have reached a 6-year license agreement effective as of April 1st, 2019, including a 2-year option to extend and a multi-year chipset supply agreement. So it looks like Apple has said, gosh dang it, we're tired of the lawsuits. This has gone on long enough and we're losing way too many of them and our main 5G modem supplier isn't doing anything. Fine, we'll get married, okay? You don't have to put the shotgun to my back anymore. Except for you do, because I'll run as soon as I can. But in case you're not familiar with the whole issues between Apple and Qualcomm, there have been tons of lawsuits. There was a $1 billion lawsuit between Apple and Qualcomm in the United States. There was a 1 billion yuan lawsuit between Apple and Qualcomm in China. And then there was this whole thing in Germany where Apple and Qualcomm were going at it, and a German judge banned Apple iPhones from being sold, at least specific models. There were reports that that was going to happen in the US because the judge was finding that Apple did violate some of Qualcomm's patents, and Apple was just like, no, screw you guys. We have Intel. We don't need your stupid products. We'll fight you to the death, okay? You stay out of our territory and you pay us money for the things that we stole from you. Do you understand? Because we're Apple, okay? And we have more money just sitting in a pile of cash than anybody else in the world. So you think we're gonna stop this litigation stuff anytime soon? And that's when Intel piped up and was like, excuse me, I can't help you. And they were like, gosh dang it. All right, we have to take it all back. And Apple making good with Qualcomm. Qualcomm stock up 25% at the news because not only does this mean that the legal fees and the legal issues that were going on are now done, so there's no more cost that has to be sunk into that, but then also Apple has agreed to pay them, so more money goes into Qualcomm's coffers. And then there's a chipset agreement, which means Apple's going to be paying Qualcomm over the long term for some supply deals for the highest revenue phone in the world. So yeah, Qualcomm wins big out of this one. Apple makes it look like they were trying to do this all along, and this is definitely a planned thing and not something because that they failed and they're just incompetent and their daddy doesn't love them. Not because of that at all. They're still trying to get over the Steve Jobs daddy issues, aren't they? Anyways, Apple, Qualcomm, happily ever after. Who would have thunk? Hit the like button on this hot news video. Get subscribed if you want to stay up to date on more hot news stuff. I'm Brett with the Hot News channel. You've been hot newsed.